Okay, ready? Ready. Lunch is packed. Let's do this thing. What? Harvey's at school, right? Wait, why are you still here? Shouldn't you be at school? Oh, right. You don't go to school on the same days Harvey goes to school. Of course not. That'd be too easy. Okay, no. I'm not frustrated about it. It's just challenging. Anybody else in this situation? So much to do, so many new schedules to organize. How are we going to do this school thing? If you're in that situation, great news. You're not alone, because we've got a story today in the Bible about two sisters that are having a particularly chaotic, busy day. And Jesus is offering some wisdom on answering the question, how should I be spending this time focusing on the most important things? What's the most important thing I can do right now? What's the most helpful thing I can do right now? So, let's see that story.
Yeah, go team.
Go team. Jesus and his disciples were traveling, and along the way, Jesus decided they'd visit with their friends, Mary and Martha. Wow. Hey, Mary and Martha, it's so good to see you again. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, it's so good to see you. How are you?
Yeah, it's so good to be here. As was the custom in their times, Mary sat down to visit with her teacher, and Martha, as was the custom as well, went about preparing to serve their many guests.
Yeah, I have so many things to do to prepare for, more guests arriving. I was just gonna sit and visit with Jesus for a little bit. I'll get started.
So Mary visited with Jesus and listened to him as he began telling stories of their adventures and all the people they had healed and all the teachings he had taught. She was loving it. Meanwhile, Martha was still doing a lot of housework. Martha was very busy. She didn't have time to sit down. She cooked, she prepared the olives, she prepared the fish, the bread. She cleaned, she swept all the dirt off the floor. She did it a few times. She shook out all the mats. Martha worked hard to make Jesus' visit special. As she hurried around, she saw Mary just sitting down, and she thought,
Mary, if you could help me, that would be great. There's a lot of people to feed. Okay.
Martha continued hurried around, getting busier by the minute. As she swept, she thought, Mary ought to be the one to use a broom. She knows how to use it. I think my sister can at least stir the pot. Finally, when she was still working and Mary was still sitting and listening, Martha couldn't take it anymore.
Enough! Mary, you need to get up and help me. Jesus, tell her she needs to help.
Jesus stopped what he was doing. Everything was quiet for a minute. He was so surprised by Martha's anger. He said, Martha, Martha, you are worried about so many things. Thank you. Thank you for all the work you've done to make my visit comfortable. I'm so grateful for your incredible hospitality. But you don't need to worry about all of these things. Mary has decided to sit and listen to me, and that is a good decision too. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Mary. That's what happened. Yeah. So last time we talked a bit about worry, and this week I think it's something still to think about as we worry a bit about our hectic schedules, and also about what things we want to make our first priority. We have so many different things happening in our schedules. I know I'm really just speaking for me here, but maybe I'm speaking for you as well, that the schedules have changed. Kids are going back to school. We've got our worries about that. And now we've got our new worries about managing the schedule, just getting things predictable, getting things into a way of being and a way of rolling that we feel like we're doing our best for one another, for our community. And I think this story today is really good. What Martha's doing is really good work. going around, caring for her guests, getting the food together, sweeping the floor. It's awesome. I mean, we have to do that. I know today I've got things on my agenda that are about cleaning and about laundry and about getting meals together. And those are important because we care about our families. But another thing that's important is to make sure that in the midst of that, we're honoring our other responsibilities, like spending time with each other, spending meaningful time with one another, taking a minute sometimes to pause and think about what is the priority here. And sometimes I'm going to be honest, and you can call me out how you like. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? The dishes are in the sink and I could get them into the dishwasher right now, but you know what? I think I'm going to read with the kids tonight. The dishes will be there after. Sometimes it's about just making the space for a meaningful time well spent. So I hope this is encouraging for you. Not to say you should stop what you're doing or not doing it this way, but to say, how do we ask ourselves what an important thing to do right now is? In this case, Mary thought, you know what? I really should listen to what's happening here. Maybe she was in a really tough spot. Martha has the resolve to just keep working. Maybe Mary needed to hear this refreshing word. Sometimes we need to practice self-care. Sometimes we need to invest in the things that fuel us and feed us. That's okay. That's good. In a time where we feel stressed or overextended, remember to check in with yourself. Remember to check in with your loved ones. Because we're in this together. Good luck this week. Keep up all the great work I'm sure you're all doing. And make space, make time, make those meaningful connections. It's all good. And I'm sure everyone around you would say the same as Jesus, which is thank you for all the things you're doing. You're doing great. Go in peace.